Well, disappointing start to the season. Let's take a look at this coming up. You know what? In my books tonight, what lost this game right away in my head anyway, you might not agree, the power play. The power play. If we're not going to convert on the power play, folks, there's going to be a lot of long nights. You know, this was a game we could have won. We really could have won that game. Look, I'll go through the numbers quick. We'll talk about it. Let's take a look. Here we go. All right, shots on goal. The Sabres outshot the Rangers in this one 37-33. They dominated on the faceoffs 63% to 37. Sabres 0 for 4 on the power play. Penalty kill was good, 0 for 3. It was actually very good, the penalty kill tonight. Not enough hitting. 24 hits, they had 28. Not enough hitting, folks. Not enough hitting. I'm going to talk about that in a sec, too. It's a little deceptive, that hitting stat, that they had 24 hits, actually. Block shots, the Sabres had 13. The Rangers had 17. A lot of giveaways in the game. Sabres had 17. The Rangers had 14. Sabres had 3 takeaways. The Rangers had 5 shots on goal per period. 16-11 Rangers in the first. It was actually 16-7 at one point, so the Sabres the rest of the game, what would that mean? We outshot them 30-17 the rest of the game from that point on. Second period, 14-5 Sabres. Third period, 12 apiece for that 37-33 total. Scoring. Let me get over to the other page. Here we go. Oh, sorry guys, I got the Senators on there. Don't ask me how I did that. It was because I was checking something. The Senators came back. I want to talk about that, actually. All right, here we go. Lafreniere in the first period gets the game winner at 11:43 from Trocheck and Panarin. And it was a nice play. I mean, he just kind of muscled his way around there and reached in and yanked it in the net. And that was it, really. That was the game. Then we go to the third period. Soucy from Borgen and Miller at 14:46 makes it 2-0. And you could tell there that was about it. I think that's fair to say that, right? This is how I felt, guys. When it was 1-0, I wasn't very optimistic we were going to get a goal in this game. Then JT Miller from Schneider Lafreniere at 17:11 makes it 3-0. And Fox from Carrick, empty netter, 17:25. That's your game. Shesterkin was solid in this game, very solid in this game. But folks, it wasn't like we were just dominating in front of the net all night long. That 37-33 shots on goal was very sporadic, I thought. It wasn't like the Sabres. I know they came back and kind of took over the game with the shots on goal in this one. But it wasn't like constant pressure in front of the net. The Rangers were able to get it out, you know, before we could do too much damage. They played a good game too, the players in front of Shesterkin. They were smart, because when the Sabres would pressure, where I found the Sabres are really good at pressuring tonight in this game, was at the Rangers' blue line. We were forcing to keep it in their zone. We were very good at that tonight, actually. The Sabres were very good at that tonight. I was very impressed with that part of their game, you know, and we were forcing the Rangers, keeping the puck in their zone at a certain point, but the sustained pressure thing wasn't going on. It wasn't like we were just zipping the puck around and almost score. It wasn't like that. We get a chance, and we come back a few minutes later, get another chance maybe, and you know, it was like that kind of game. They limited the damage control. Let's just leave it at that. That's kind of what the Rangers did in this game. They made sure there was not a lot of damage control in front of Shesterkin, and it worked. It worked, what they did. So I was impressed with Lyon and nets. When it's all said and done, he let in 3, but really, you know, Lyon had no support. We weren't scoring any goals in this game, guys, and you're going to get 0. You're not going to win many games during the year, right? So what was frustrating for me was the power play, though. The power play. It's like, you know, in a game like this, you have to score in the power play when you are getting those chances. You've got to pop one in. Because if we could have tied this game, who knows? We might have won it. It was that kind of game. That's why it was frustrating, this loss. If you're frustrated, you're frustrated because you felt they could have won this game, right? I mean, that's how I feel. I feel like they could have won this game with a bit of puck luck tonight. You know, if they could have just got one in the power play, you know, maybe our offense would have really woken up. But I was not impressed, guys, with the hitting. I wasn't impressed in this game. I mean, the first period we had something like 12 or 13 hits, and then the rest of the game we had 10 hits. It's not going to win hockey games, okay? Now, I just want to talk about the Senators game for a sec, because I was kind of keeping an eye on that. And if you're wondering what the Senators are doing right, okay, because they are doing some things right over there. They scored an empty net goal in this game, and that turned out to be the game winner. Giroux scored an empty net goal at 19:12, and then the Lightning came back and scored a goal with 14 seconds left. So the game winner was their empty net goal, but really where they won the game, 51 hits, you know, and the Lightning had 49. The Lightning were up 2-0, 3-1 in that game in Tampa, and the Senators came back because they kept at them physically in this game. They just kept coming at them, hitting them, and eventually wore them down a bit enough to get something going. And that's something we should be looking at, I think. Just wasn't enough tonight. You look at the forwards, I think there was only 4 forwards with more than 1 hit in this game. It just isn't enough. You know, you play a team like the Rangers, and hey, Rangers aren't going to shy away from physical play. No. Down. Yeah, they're not going to shy away from physical play, but that doesn't matter. Go at them. At least go at them, you know, which they did a few times. I seen that there in front of the net. Zucker was a little frustrated, right, in this game. But it was that type of night, guys. It's just frustrating. You're down 1-0 the entire game. It's frustrating, especially when it doesn't feel like you're going to score. It just didn't feel like they're going to score in this game. That's how I felt. I'm watching this game, and I'm like, I don't think they're going to get one, really. You know, they hit those goal posts, but so what? You know, every team does that during a game. There was some opportunity, but think of it. Was there a bunch of saves you can remember Shesterkin making where the announcers are going, "Oh my God, he just robbed Tage Thompson"? It wasn't like that. He was just very steady playing his game in nets, and they were making sure they cleared the puck out of the zone as quick as they could when we were pressuring them. And that's really all you can do sometimes, you know, and they did that pretty well, actually, in this game, I thought. They defensively, they played really good, the Rangers. Even though the shots were 37 against, they still limited the real golden opportunities tonight. It was frustrating. You know, you couldn't get that momentum, like 3, 4, 5 shots in a row where you're just pulling out your hair, you haven't scored. That didn't happen once all night. It wasn't like that. Get a few chances, out we go. Come back again, maybe we get a chance, or shot on net, I should say, more than a chance. Just wasn't enough tonight, guys. So, my complaints about tonight, not the goaltending. I liked what I seen with Lyon. That's a plus. I liked how we were forcing them in their zone to stay in their zone. Forcing them at their own blue line. We were really good there tonight. I was happy with that. I was happy with some of the aggression on the boards. The Sabres are going in the corner. And then there was times in the game they just like shied away from finishing hits. And it drives me crazy, guys. It drives me nuts to watch this. But, hey, look, it's early in the season. It's the first game. I'm not going to panic, right? We'll see what happens. We got games coming up. We'll have to see what happens. And as the season unfolds, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how they react to something. How are they going to react now? Are they going to come out flat next game? Are they going to come out panicky next game? You know what I mean? Are the Sabres going to have that swagger about them that they're going to play next game like they won this game, next game? So our next game is day after tomorrow in Boston. And then a few days later after that, Colorado's in Buffalo, Ottawa's in Buffalo, Florida's in Buffalo. So we're going to see early what the boys are made of. We need to get this team rolling. So Lindy, talk to them. Get them a little more physical, please. I'm not asking for 50 hits a game, but in a game like tonight, we should throw in 40 hits, not 24. in a game like that, if we had any intention of forcing the victory out of them. Just how I feel. All right, guys, leaving it there. You guys have a good night. I'm sure you're frustrated as I am. I'm gonna just get this video up to you, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.